welcome to another video. In today's video, I just found out Mazatlan actually burns its trash. And I'm telling you, when I first got here in the wintertime, and then I was also here last winter, the air pollution was so bad. Especially when I first got here this time and I was riding from one end of Mazatlan to the other end of the Mazatlan to get my residence card taken care of. And this took days and was riding crazy miles. And when I'm riding into Centro, I could just see brown in the air. And the air, the sky never looked blue. And it was just like, yeesh. It was so bad. And I didn't even know at that time that they burn the trash. And there is no recycling really to speak of. It is so hard to recycle. They actually discourage people from separating their trash into recycling. So to recycle, you have to load up your recycles, you have to truck it someplace. I made a whole video here about how we could solve those types of problems worldwide, not just specific to Mazatlan, worldwide, because recycling just needs to happen. But this burning of the trash thing has gotten me just because everything goes in the trash. And they're just burning it in open pits. And then during the wintertime, the wind just kind of circulates, like the air doesn't leave Mazatlan. It just kind of blows out to sea during part of the day. So literally when you're looking out over the ocean, it's just all polluted to the level of the sky isn't even blue. Now it took 2 considerable rainstorms, one was like all night long, to finally clean the air. And it cleaned the air, and then something amazing started happening. The onshore flow has kept the air so much cleaner that the sky has actually been blue pretty much. Because the summertime, with the heat, all the humidity is going up into the atmosphere and it's taking all the pollution with it. And the wind is a pretty consistent onshore blow. So it just kind of moves the pollution. So it's a seasonal thing where the pollution gets built up and gets just unbearable, like sore throat, not feeling good level from breathing the air, okay? And I didn't even realize they're burning the trash. Okay, so I've outlined an entire plan. I'll go over it real quick. Mazatlan has these reservoirs up in the hills that are big enough to build a hydroelectric system, right? So you put in solar, you use the agrovoltaics, so you put solar up high over farms. There's tons of farms, okay? Now, you got the sun going all day long, pushing the water, supplying power all day long, pushing the water up to the higher reservoirs. There's like 3 of them, maybe 4 reservoirs, right? One big one up high and then a couple little ones, right? So then at night, you run a hydroelectric system where that water then comes back down into the lower reservoirs. And this is actually the drinking water as well. So you're putting your drinking water to use. Okay. So I outlined that in the whole video here, right? I mean, the potential for clean energy generation in Mazatlan is just on another level. I've seen like one cloudy day here, and I've been here a total of probably like 8 months or something across 2 visits. And only one day that wasn't, like 100% sun, right? So it's just perfect for solar power. And with those reservoirs, right? Okay, so they get their power here in Mazatlan from burning some sort of fuel, some sort of gas. You can literally see the stacks. I think there's a couple of them. I think there's one in Centro, a little old one, and then there's one outside of town. I'm not quite sure. I think there is one in Centro though. So I think there's actually 2 power generation places. I think, I might be wrong, might be just one. So Now, let's just say Mazatlan adopts the system that I suggest, this solar, hydroelectric, boom, okay. So now we're in the future, that's been built. Now you've got this power plant, or possibly two, which the one in Centro would probably just be, turn it into something else. Maybe a switching station or something, whatever. But the big one, I think it's south of town, right? Well, what you do with that one is you turn it into a incinerator, okay, for the trash. So now all your trash goes out to the old power station where some sorting really should happen. It should be, get some recycling, get the metals, get the batteries out, get the electronics out, get the food scraps separated for composting, these types of things, right? But then burn everything else. But in the incinerator, you're not going to have nearly the amount of emissions as is currently happening with these open pits just burning everything, right? So now you got this incinerator, which those are actually best if it's just kind of run 24/7, right? To keep the temperatures and all this stuff, right? So now you've got an incinerator that is an old electric plant. Okay, so you basically, and this is all doable. This is converting a gas burning electrical manufacturing plant into a trash burning electrical manufacturing plant is completely doable, okay? So now your complete needs for all your electricity are being met by solar and hydroelectric, okay? But you have this constant source of power from the trash being burned, okay? What then you do is you tie a desalination plant to that power plant. So now that power, you're burning your trash and it's turning into clean water. Now, how that clean water gets wherever, maybe pumping it up to the top reservoir is the best way to do it, and then distribute it out through the network, or possibly running a new network and focusing on green spaces, focusing on getting places to have tree cover, planting thousands of trees and being able to water them with the water, extra water that you're getting from the desalination plant. Okay? Now, if that total plan is implemented, there won't be this horrible pollution during the winter times that just circles around. And what's in that pollution is so toxic. Everything burned, and the power plants, and the cycle motors, and all these, inefficient motors being burnt. I mean, it's just a toxic soup. And the entire world should care about areas like this, because during the summer, all the moisture that comes into the atmosphere from this area is filled with all the pollution that comes from this area. So it behooves the international community to finance the programs to help areas like this clean up. Because once this area is cleaned up and not pumping that stuff into the atmosphere, which there is no reason to be doing that. There is so much sun here. To be burning gas to get power is just like, yikes. And then to just be burning trash in open pits is like, yikes to the 10th power. So, and this is all could be solved in one kind of giant program to install solar, hydroelectric, improve the water system, convert over to a trash incinerator with a desalination plant, and planting tons of trees to start sucking all that carbon out of the atmosphere. Like, that is something that just really needs to happen in so many places, but especially in a place that has the capability to literally be like a paradise type place. Beautiful sand beaches, beautiful parks full of trees and all this. And quite honestly, there's not a lot of like really great parks. I mean, Moses, like the restaurant, the Panama has like one of the nicest parks, and then there's a park strip that kind of runs down this area that I'm in, and it's kind of hit or miss if the properties that are aligned with the area take care of it or not. So if there's a vacant property, then the corresponding park strip is just not maintained to the level that it could be. And if you implement like an unlimited water for gardening and all this, because you're getting all this water from the desalination plant, right? You have the extra water now. Start encouraging the planting of trees. And I ride down this path and you go into these areas that are well taken care of, and they're several degrees cooler and just nice. All the cab drivers conglomerate around these really nice areas, right? Well, that whole entire strip should be that nice area. And strips like them all over the city, because that's what's going to keep the city a lot nicer as the temperatures get hotter, is getting all the trees planted everywhere and just having tons of shade. All right, so there's the plan. Make it happen. Peace. Don't forget to subscribe and like.
Thank you for watching my video.